Welcome to Leipzig, Germany for the 44th World Archery Championships. This event sees the world's finest archers fighting for gold, and for the recurve archers, those valuable Olympic qualification points. 2005 was dominated by the Koreans, so what will 2007 bring? With more than 600 archers competing from 82 nations, a qualification round that saw 90 archers shooting above the 1,300 mark, this event promises to be a fierce battle for gold. The city of Leipzig attracted a sellout crowd to this World Championships, and with the quality of archery on display here, it's easy to see why. Let's take a closer look. In the recurve men's team bronze final, Chinese Taipei faced Poland. Poland lost by a 4-point margin despite great teamwork and fine shooting, Chinese Taipei taking the bronze. In the recurve women's bronze, Great Britain led Italy after 3 arrows, Italy coming back in the second end, tying the match. Great Britain clinching victory by 213 to 210. Olympic champion Pak and her teammates closed the first end with 57, Chinese Taipei falling behind on 53. The Korean ladies finishing with 10, 10, 9, and a total of 226 to take gold. In men's recurve team gold, Im, Lee, and Kim took the lead back from Great Britain after the first end, Korea adding another World Championship title to its already long list of victories, final score 224 to 214. In the compound men's bronze final, Martin Damsbo from Denmark came face-to-face with Spain's José Duo. It was the Dane who started best with a total of 29 points. Damsbo finishing with a perfect shot to win the bronze medal and a final score 115 to 111. Shooting for bronze, it was Bouillot who took the lead from Markovic after the first end. The two archers were tied at the end of the match, Bouillot taking the bronze after a perfect 10 in the shoot-off. Nichols from the United States of America and Russia's Erdenyeva shooting for the recurve bronze. Nichols opened the last end with a 9 and an 8. Erdenyeva took a 3-point advantage before the last arrow. The American closed her match with a 10, but the Russian took the bronze by 1 point. Teammates Terry and Wills from Great Britain faced each other for bronze in the recurve. Terry starting stronger in the first end, taking the lead. Great shooting from Wills with his last 3 arrows, giving him a total of 112 points. The spectators thought Terry would clinch the match with his last shot. He scored an 8, and it was a tie. In the shoot-off, Terry shot a 9, and Wills a perfect 10 to win the bronze. In the compound men's final, Dietmar Trillis of Canada faced Braden Gillentine from the United States of America, the world indoor champion. Both archers were tied at 29 after the first end, as Gillentine started with a 10-10-9 and Trillis with a 9-10-10.
A shoot-off.
They both continued with 28 points in the second end for a tied score of 57 points, with Gillentine then taking the lead with 1 arrow to go after shooting 10-10 and his opponent 9-10. Braden shot a 9, but with his last arrow, Trillis scored a 10, tying the match. Gillentine was shooting first in the shoot-off, scoring a 9 on the line. Can the Canadian manage to come back and shoots a 10, taking the World Championship with a perfect last shot?
That was pretty nerve-wracking. I've never had nerves quite that bad in my life, so it was there was a lot of luck involved, and I guess there was a lot of skill involved, and it was very interesting. That last match was with the shoot-off. I think was great for the whole crowd.
Albina Logonova from Russia met Italian Evgenia Salvi in the women's compound final. Evgenia Salvi, the world indoor champion, as it were. The Russians opening with 8, 9, 10. Tremendous tension showing on the shot. Meanwhile, the Italian shooting pretty smoothly with a 9, 10, 10.
9, final out.
Salvi was leading by 2 points at that time, 29-27. The Italian continuing with a 9-10-9 and increasing her lead to 57-54. Loganova scoring 9-9-10 but still trailing by 2 points, 82-84, with only 3 arrows left. Salvi even increased her lead in the last end to clinch victory, 111-107. So after the indoor title in March of this year, Salvi becomes double world champion with the outdoor title as well.
I never look at my competitors. There's no doubt that if they are here, it means they are good. So I did not look at my competitor for the whole of the match.
Viva l'Italia, è forte.
Welcome to Prague for the 1957 Archery World Championships. This is the first, pardon me, I thought we were back in Germany. This is the 18th championship event and the second time the event has been held here in Prague in the last 10 years, and the capacity, well, okay. What's up here, guys? This is New York 2003. What? Okay, well, all right. We seem to be having a few technical problems here in Leipzig, but at least we're getting closer to 2007. It's now 2003, and the men's recurve final from Central Park. Central Park, New York City being the venue rather than a lethal Korean archer. But tried telling that to Michele Frangilli, who in this final had the fight of his life against the Korean ex-master Im Dong-hyun. And Mr. Im, as you can see, just popped out a couple of, it's a 10, 10, 10. Just incredible shooting from this guy, who the following year in the Athens Olympic Games would set the qualification record for the double 72 arrow round. This is just an incredible display of accuracy between these two shooters. The ever svelte Michele Frangilli with an 8 to win the match. That is what it took. A tough match, but Michele Frangilli, oh jeez, what's going on here, guys? Oh, okay, no, it's not Leipzig, but it's about the same temperature. It is hot and spicy Madrid 2005, which is a little strange because I'm not feeling any younger. And gee, a big surprise, it's Koreans for the final. And a memorable tournament Madrid 2005 turned out to be, with yet another domination by the Korean team and a big victory. Lee Seung-Hyun of Korea with a 111 and a big win. Gentlemen, can we find ourselves back in reality now? Here we are. We're back in Leipzig and at the 44th World Archery Championships, I hope. And we are about to begin the final match. It is Pak Seung-Hyun versus Natalya Voleva of Italy. Natalya Voleva, the winner of the 1995 World Championships. She is the last non-Korean to win the Worlds, and this is her opponent, the woman with the Olympic gold medal from 2004, the woman with the world record for the feet round, 14.05, an incredible score, and in fact, a higher score than had ever been shot with a compound bow up until a few months ago. That is Pak Seung-Hyun. And she's looking happy and relaxed and ready to claim another world title. Meanwhile, Natalya Voleva almost cracked a smile, which is pretty unusual for Natalya, at least in terms of competition. Natalya Voleva, really the Italian legend. Originally from Moldova, having moved to Italy more than a decade ago, she's the mother of twins. She won the World Championships in 2005, and she's looking for another World Championship title now. Can she unseat the Korean dynasty? And here comes Pak. Now this is true archery elegance. This woman knows how to shoot. Just wonderful form with a 10. Natalya Voleva matches it with a 10. You notice Voleva's shooting at 207 kilometers per hour. The radar device that's on the field of play picks up the speed of the arrow as she shoots. Compare that to this shot from Pak.
8 points.
That's an 8 from Pak, and there's a little bit of a breeze in the venue. Maybe Pak wasn't quite able to catch it.
8 points.
And that's an 8. You normally don't shoot an 8 against Pak in any kind of gold medal final and survive. But it's a tied score after 2 shots. And a 10 from Pak Seung-Hyun of Korea. She's probably not real happy with that 8.
9 points.
9 points, and now Pak has a 1-point lead. Now, both Pak and Voleva have been here before, and it's always come out the same way, with Pak just increasing and increasing and increasing. Very hard to overcome any kind of deficit against most of these Korean women. In fact, it's almost never done. But Voleva is probably one of the mentally toughest competitors on the line.
8 points.
But then again, another 8. That's just out of the 10 ring, maybe 3 millimeters out, really close. It's a 2-point lead for Pak right now, 4 shots down, 8 shots to go. Voleva with another 8. You just don't do this against Pak and expect to get away with it. You've got to keep them in the gold. 7 will give Pak the lead. Whoa, 7 points, but a 1-point lead there. And that is a very unusual thing. It is extremely rare to see a top Korean shooter shoot anything outside the 8 ring. Meanwhile, Voleva responding with a 9. 9 points will lead now for Pak. And it'll take the match to the halfway point.
9 points.
And it's a 9, so that's a 1-point lead for Pak at the halfway match. Not as big a margin as perhaps she might want at the halfway point. Still, the momentum's been with Pak throughout this match. It looks like she's holding on. She's shooting well. She looks relaxed. It is really unusual to see a 7 out of Pak in particular, but Voleva's made her share of errors as well with a pair of 8s. Huge capacity crowd here in Leipzig. They're just loving this kind of event. Natalya Voleva, she's got that game face on. She knows what she's got to do in the next 6 arrows. Her coach has been working with her for years, and they've got this down to a science. But is it enough to hold off Pak? Well, there's a 10 that is a very well-placed and handy item at this time in the match. Now she's got 5 arrows to go. Meanwhile, Pak's got 6 to go. Just awesome form from Pak. It's just out of the 10 ring, and it's a tied score. 5 arrows to go, and it's a tied score for the first time in the match. It looks like it could be. The tide is turning for Natalya Voleva. Dead center.
And that's a 8.
You know, you could see with that follow-through that Pak knew that that arrow was not going in the middle. Either she had a timing issue there, maybe the wind changed, but whatever it was, she knew it wasn't going in the center. Meanwhile, Voleva just dropped an arrow in the 9 ring, giving her at least a 1-point lead going into those critical final 3 arrows.
9.
And that's a 9 for Pak.
A 3-point difference with 3 arrows to go.
And a little body language change from Pak. She doesn't look quite as confident as normal. At this time, her coach and she are probably discussing just continue doing what you're doing, continue to shoot a good relaxed shot. Voleva hanging tough. She's still got that game face going on right now. She's not letting up for a moment. She knows what she's got to do. But these 9 arrows are so critical. And the pressure's on Pak for a change because Since she is trailing, she'll shoot first. Now, that's another thing you don't see very often. A commentator doesn't know what he's talking about. I thought she had an arrow in the bow. I was going to say that you don't normally see her let down, but this time she was just warming up. And you know, that is unusual. That eye follow-through, it was as if she didn't know exactly where it was going to go. That was a strange sight. Voleva shot a 10, and that 10, with 2 arrows to go, gives Voleva an incredible 4-point lead. I don't believe I've ever seen, in all the matches I've seen, I've never seen a Western archer take a 4-point lead on puck.
9.
And that's a 9. And she's got 1 shot left. She knows it, and I don't think she's particularly happy about it. Oh, my. Now, that's a gift from God for Puck. That 7 from Voleva could be a real problem for her. This last one, if it's in the 10 ring, and that's a dead center 10. Now, that could give Puck all the energy and intimidation factor that she needs to hold Voleva off. Voleva needs a 9 to win. Can she do it? It is a 10. Unbelievable. Natalya Voleva taking the title from a Korean for the first time in 12 years. And guess who the last non-Korean archer to win was 12 years ago? It was none other than Natalya Voleva. Now here she is, 12 years and 2 kids later, taking another world title. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 108 points. Incredible. Silver medal for Miss Puck, the world record holder.
I'm extremely happy and very proud of this victory. I'm very happy because our 2 teams have qualified, and thank you to everyone that helped. I have just come back to competition. Last year I had twins, and this year I'm in great form.
Anche se perché un anno fa ho avuto gemelli, perciò voglio dire.
December 5th, 1986 is the day that Seung-Hyun was born to shoot this match, the men's gold medal final against Belgium Serempolov. First in the Asian Games in Doha, Qatar of 2006, Mr. Im also holds the Olympic record. Meanwhile, Mr. Serempolov has had a smashing record in the last couple of years, including the 4th place in the World Cup and just an incredible string of very high finishes. He's 32 years old. He's ranked number 1 in the world right now, and he's on target number 1. He took out a whole bunch of very select archers, including his own teammate Bayer Badenov and the top British archer Simon Terry, the 1992 Olympic bronze medalist. Serempolov with a ton of experience and a great deal of mental toughness. Seung-Hyun, well, we just saw him a little while ago when the Wayback Machine sent us back to New York and his match against Michele Frangilli. Can he pull it off this time around? He fell to Frangilli in 2003. Will he manage to pull it off here in Leipzig? It's sunny, it's hot. Wind speed is reasonably variable. The problem with the wind in any finals venue is it's hard to feel because of the stands. And that is not a great open. It's 8 points against a guy who will take advantage of it. And there is that advantage right there. 2 points right off the bat for Belgium at Serempolov. Im lets down. He's starting over again. Watch that clock in the lower right-hand corner. That is all the time he's got left to shoot the shot. Not a lot left. He's down into the single digits. You don't want to be there. Interesting follow-through. Yeah, I guess you could say he threw a little English on it, but it didn't translate very well. 7 points. So he's way behind. Serempolov shoots and scores a 9. He's staying in the gold. That's all it's going to take if his opponent keeps winging him out in the red. Well, maybe Mr. Im is starting to settle down a bit. That is close to the 10 ring. It's just out. 6 points will keep the lead for Tsarempolov, and he shoots another 10, striking his first arrow. That's Stanislav Brosky, the Russian coach. He's the 1989 world champion. Brosky has a wealth of experience. He's been sharing it with Tsarempolov over the years. Now, Im's last arrow was ruled a 9-liner.
Uploaded score is official now. It's a 5-point difference favoring Mr. Tsarempolov.
And that's only 24 points to start for Im. Can he come back from it? And he's starting to. That's about 3 millimeters out of the 10 ring. Tsarempolov has just been scoring very well, just solid shooting. And that's an 8. It's the first arrow he shot out of the gold. Timing looked a little quick on that shot. And that's a 9. 6 points will keep the lead for Tsarempolov. His anchor looks like it's loosened up a bit. And that's a 10. So much for my coaching skills. Solid shot, 999. 51, which won't play in Peoria, but will play in Leipzig at the moment. And 7 points. Not cool.
Momentan weiterhin. Ja, das ist noch die Frage. Es wird leider noch nicht angezeigt. Gleich werden wir sehen. So, jetzt haben wir es. 54.
We're missing one of the points on the board there. Im's got himself 51 of a possible 60 points. Tsarempolov probably still with the lead. And there it is, 54 out of 60 right now, a 3-point lead. And with Im trailing, he's going to shoot first. There's a 10. That is an X. So we're halfway through this match. Is the tide starting to turn?
9 points.
9 points, and Tsarempolov leading by 2. 5 arrows to go. Im Dong-hyun, solid bow arm and a 10, dead center. Looks like Mr. Im's got his form back. You notice he wasn't tossing his bow arm all about like he was in the first 3 arrows. Tsarempolov, 9 points. He's starting to whittle away at that lead there. Here comes Im Dong-hyun, and he's got another 10. That's 10, 10, 10. Solid shooting. And it puts him in a great position. Lots of momentum with 3 arrows to go. It also means Tsarempolov needs a 10 right now to hold the lead, and he loses the lead. It's tied. 3 arrows to go, and it's a tied score against the top Korean archer. This is not a good situation if you are Baljinova Tsarempolov. You want at least 2 or 3 points on your scorecard as far as a lead is concerned before you find yourself in the last 3 arrows of a world championship match. Meanwhile, Im's got him right where he wants him. It goes back to the original shooting order now that the gentlemen have tied. Certainly both archers within striking distance of the World Championship right now. Back to a little bit of motion there, but that one paid off. 10 points, dead center. Needs a 10 to keep the tie going, and it's a 9, so now Im has picked up a 1-point lead with 2 arrows to go. Im Dong-hyun has let down again. He's putting himself back into single-digit territory on the timer. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2 seconds to go, and he shoots a 9. Im's got 1 arrow to go. Tsarempolov has 2 to go. Tsarempolov needs a 10 to tie the match. Can he do it?
That will tie. 9.
It's a 9, so Im is maintaining a 1-point lead with 1 arrow to go from each of these shooters.
Will win.
It's a 10, And there's no coming back from that for Belgian Seung-Hyun. Seung-Hyun has clinched the gold medal and the championship of the world. Seung-Hyun's last shot, it's a 9, and it gets him a silver medal for his effort. And so, redemption from 2003 for Seung-Hyun of Korea, and it's got to be a satisfying feeling.
In the last end, I shot just as I would do in practice. I changed nothing in my style for these championships. For many years, Korean archery has dominated the World Championships, and this is what motivates me. I'm very, very proud to continue the Korean domination of archery.
And that's all from Leipzig. We hope you've enjoyed this World Championship event just as much as we have. Don't forget to join us from Dover for round 4 of the FIDE World Cup. Till then, bye for now.